I even start? Um, I guess I would just start at the very beginning. So, I met this guy in school, high school. I was a junior, and I was 17. And at the time when I first met him, I didn't think about dating him or anything. I mean, he was kind of related to one of my best friends at the time, and she told me a little bit about him, and from what she told me, I thought he was just this geeky kid and, you know, didn't really think much about it. And then when I met him, he just seemed very quiet, and he seemed really nice. And we started talking and hanging out a little bit, and then he asked me out the first time. And the first time he asked me out, we only dated for like 3 weeks, and then we broke up because he told me that he was still dating someone back in his hometown, and he needed to figure that out. And said, okay, well, we agreed to still be friends. And then a few weeks after that, he wrote me a note asking if I'd go out with him again, and he explained that he ended whatever was going on with the girl in his hometown because he was supposed to be moving down here anyways, and they were going to be, him and his family were all going to be staying down here. So I told him, well, let me think about it. And the next day I said, okay, I guess we can go out again. And that was on December 15th of 2009. And we dated from that day until recently, well, a few months ago, I broke it off. But I'll get to that later. So we started dating, and we didn't really hang out much. It was just, when we were at school we hung out, pep rallies, stuff like that. And our school used to do this whole movie day thing. You got dream dollars and you could pay for a movie. So we did that together. And then it was February, and we were still dating, and he came to school and he just seemed very upset, and he wouldn't talk to me. And luckily my best friend at the time, who was sort of related to him, knew what was going on and stuff, and she told me. And what it was his grandmother was very sick, and they were all going to be moving back to where he was from. So I was kind of disappointed and sad at this point, because I was really starting to like him, dating for almost 3 months, and yeah. Even though he was moving back to his hometown and home state, which was very far away from Florida, we talked and we decided that we could try the whole long distance thing, talk on the phone all the time, webcam, stuff like that. And that day, he came over to my house and we hung out for a while until his family had to leave, and everything was good. And we just decided we would talk every day, and we did for a while. And then around summer, for summer vacation, because I was still in school, so of course I couldn't, leave or anything at that time. But we planned around summer vacation I would go up and I would visit him. And so it came around to that, and I bought my ticket and headed up there. And it's kind of hard to say But not long after being up there, I was kind of upset because I was dealing with a lot of drama from his exes that he had there, one of them being the one that he still had something going on with when he was down here or whatever. And she was calling his house all the time, and he was sort of talking to her, but just as a friend, but it was still quite annoying to me. Now, I was only supposed to be up there for about a month, and I had bought a round trip ticket. I had planned on coming back home, but I mean, I guess I didn't really think a lot of it through. At the time, I felt very happy with him, and I had already been missing him for the whole time that he was gone, and I was still down here. And I had been missing him, and I didn't like how that felt, and I didn't want to feel that way again. And I was invited to stay by his family. Um, they all seemed to like me very much, and they made me feel very welcome and very included and everything. And I just liked how that felt, and I just wanted to be with him, and it was a way for me to still be with him. And everyone was saying, oh, you can stay, like, you don't have to leave. So that's what I did. I stayed there, and I stayed there for about 3 years. And things were okay in the beginning. They were pretty good most of the time. It was just the longer I stayed, the worse things seemed to progress, and with him cheating, just a lot of fighting, well, arguing, and it just seemed to get worse and worse, and I just kept making excuses and pushing it to the back of my mind because I was really in love with this guy, and I thought, oh, it's gonna get better, and you know, he just has to get his medicine regulated, stuff like that. So I stayed for about 3 years, and I learned a lot. I can say that, at least. Some things that I kind of wish I wouldn't have learned. But I'll get more into that next time. Oh.